Homes.com. They were stealing trade secrets, accessing company and really confidential information.
What if I told you that every time you search for your dream home, someone else is profiting from it and not in the way you think?
Often take all the breadcrumbs that they have gathered about you, pair them with other data they can obtain, and then share all of it with businesses who want to market to you. And they will frame this as a win-win.
Homes.com, one of the most popular real estate platforms, isn't just showing you listings. They're collecting your personal data, analyzing it, and turning it into a gold mine. And the best part? You likely had no idea it was happening. In today's world, data is currency. And Homes.com has figured out how to cash in on yours. They're not just a site for browsing homes. They're a sophisticated data operation. Every click, search, and inquiry you make on their platform is being tracked. But where does this data go? Who is buying it? And most importantly, how does it impact you as a buyer, seller, or even just a curious browser? In this video, we're exposing the hidden side of Homes.com, breaking down how your data is being harvested and used, and exploring why it's such a lucrative business. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know how to protect yourself from being another data point in their profit-driven system. Homes.com has long been a go-to platform for anyone interested in real estate. With millions of listings, intuitive search filters, and detailed property descriptions, it's easy to see why so many people turn to Homes.com when buying, selling, or dreaming about their next home. The platform feels like a safe, neutral place, a public resource that connects you with homes, agents, and mortgage options. And for years, that's exactly what people believed it was. After all, what could be more straightforward than looking at real estate listings? But here's the thing. Homes.com isn't just connecting you to listings. Behind the scenes, it's connecting your behavior, preferences, and personal information to a massive network of data buyers and marketers. Here's where it gets interesting. Every time you visit Homes.com, the platform collects a treasure trove of data, your search preferences, the cities, neighborhoods, and price ranges you're interested in, your personal information. If you create an account or submit an inquiry, they collect your name, email, and phone number, your behavior, how long you stay on a page, what listings you click on, and even the times you're most active. And what happens to this data? It doesn't stay with Homes.com. In fact, the platform sells or shares this information with real estate agents, mortgage lenders, and advertisers. These companies pay top dollar for access to targeted leads, people like you who are actively searching for homes or mortgages. On the surface, this might not seem like a big deal. After all, isn't it helpful for an agent to know what you're looking for? But the more you dig into the details, the more unsettling it becomes. The problem isn't just that Homes.com is collecting your data, it's how they're using it and who they're sharing it with. Let's break it down. 1. Lack of transparency. Most users have no idea their data is being collected and sold. While Homes.com's privacy policy vaguely mentions data sharing, it's buried in pages of legal jargon that most people will never read. The result? You're unknowingly opting into a system that profits from your personal information. 2. Targeted manipulation. Once your data is sold, companies use it to target you with hyper-specific ads. For example, you might start seeing ads for mortgage lenders who've bought your contact info. Agents might flood your inbox or phone with unsolicited offers to help you buy or sell a home. These interactions can feel intrusive, but that's not the worst part. The data Homes.com collects can also be used to predict and manipulate your behavior. Advertisers know what you want before you do, and they use this knowledge to steer you toward their services, often at inflated costs. Here's the most alarming aspect. Data collected by Homes.com doesn't just impact individuals, it can influence entire markets. By analyzing search trends, companies can identify which neighborhoods are hot and use that information to adjust prices, potentially driving up costs for buyers. Imagine searching for a home in a quiet, affordable area. As more people show interest, Homes.com's data signals demand. Developers and sellers raise prices, and suddenly, that once affordable neighborhood becomes out of reach. Let's talk about Jessica, a first-time home buyer in Atlanta. Jessica spent weeks on homes.com searching for properties in her price range. She thought she was just browsing, but her searches triggered a wave of targeted ads and unsolicited calls from agents and lenders. One lender, who had bought her data from homes.com, pressured her into a pre-approval process with hidden fees. Or consider Mark and Lisa, a retired couple in Denver. They used homes.com to list their home, hoping for a smooth sale. But within days, they started receiving calls from agents offering to help them sell faster. Agents who had clearly accessed their personal information without their permission. Feeling overwhelmed, they ended up working with an agent they didn't trust, who pushed them into accepting a lower offer just to close quickly. These stories aren't rare. Across the country, people are discovering how their data is being used against them, often to the benefit of real estate professionals and companies, not consumers. So why does homes.com collect and sell your data? Because it's incredibly lucrative. Here's how they profit: lead generation. Real estate agents, mortgage lenders, and other professionals pay homes.com for access to leads, your contact info, search history, and preferences. Advertising revenue. By selling ad space to companies that target users based on their data, homes.com creates another stream of income. Market insights. Developers and investors buy data trends to make strategic decisions about where to build, buy, or sell. For homes.com, you're not just a user, you're the product. Every click you make adds value to their platform, even if it doesn't benefit you directly. What you can do by now. You're probably wondering how to protect yourself from becoming just another data point. Here are some actionable steps you can take. 1. Limit the data you share. Avoid creating an account on homes.com if possible. Browse listings anonymously to reduce the amount of data they collect. If you must provide information, use a secondary email or phone number to shield your primary contact details from marketers. 2. Read the fine print. Take the time to review homes.com's privacy policy, or at least skim it for mentions of data sharing and opt-out options. Many platforms bury opt-out settings, but they do exist. 3. Use privacy tools. Consider using browser extensions or tools that block tracking cookies and scripts. These can limit how much data homes.com can collect during your visit. 4. Diversify your tools. Don't rely solely on homes.com. Use other platforms like Zillow, Redfin, or local MLS databases to compare listings and gather information. Each platform collects data differently, so spreading out your searches can minimize your exposure. 5th, advocate for change. Push for greater transparency and regulation in how real estate platforms handle data. The more consumers demand accountability, the harder it becomes for companies to exploit user data. So, is homes.com stealing your data? While they operate within legal bounds, their practices raise serious ethical questions. By collecting, selling, and profiting from your personal information, homes.com turns your search for a home into a profit-driven game, one where they hold all the cards. The next time you browse homes.com, remember this: every click, search, and inquiry isn't just about finding your dream home. It's about feeding a system that sees you as a commodity. Let me know in the comments, have you had experiences with homes.com or similar platforms? What do you think about their data practices? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the hidden truths of the real estate world.